I was really interested as someone who works in film to use film as a form of documenting and educating positive messages and shedding light on positive stories in areas of the world that otherwise seem to get only negative press. People know about this country for the atrocities and the hardships that this country and the people in it have faced. There's also a lot of hope. There's an awful lot of young people with aspirations to believe and embrace peace, and it seems like the right sort of story to also take back around the world.
This is your first time in Goma.
Yeah.
What are your impressions?
I was overwhelmed, really. I mean, there's obviously a huge amount of issues. It seems to me, it's a country that obviously requires a huge amount of aid still, and has somehow gone off the radar because there's another better story somewhere else. And again, I hope that being here and this event and this kind of coverage will remind people that there are still issues here. There are a lot of people here who need our help, need our assistance.
You're wanting to generate awareness on the fact that peace is good and that peace is needed. In the DRC, where I've been living for a while, most people already want peace. That's what they want more than anything else.
Yeah, that's totally right.
And so how do you convince the people who don't want peace, so the people who have an interest in the war going on?
Well, I think you create a moment where everybody becomes involved, in the process, from governments to different kinds of groups, agencies, NGOs, the people, civil societies, schools, universities. You create a moment of hope. And, in many ways...
It's just a moment.
No, it's a day. For many people, I think what's interesting is that, what we're seeing is, however, cynical you are about the view of anything really changing, I appreciate why you would want to have those views, and that's up to you to have them. But actually what Peace One Day is really into is the idea of creating belief where it doesn't exist, creating hope where it doesn't exist, to inspiring and empowering a generation who may have similar views to you, who think that peace might not be possible and that change might not happen.
I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm just asking how. And that's the question that everyone is struggling with.
I think I've just explained to you.
How.
So to take an example like Afghanistan. So in Afghanistan, it's really interesting. People would say to us, well, it will never work in Afghanistan, the fighting will never stop. But actually it did work in Afghanistan, and the fighting stopped, and all warring parties that were involved in Afghanistan said, okay, we won't kill or kidnap on that day. As a consequence of that, 10,000 vaccinators were able to immunize 1.4 million children against polio. Massive success, life-changing, and inspiring and empowering for the youth. Now, those kinds of programs can happen all over the world.